why wouldn't you want to let go of the fear? Like, can't you see that it's holding you back? You know, and get very frustrated. And then realize that that fear was serving them for a period of time. And so it's not just as easy as to snap. Sometimes it is, because when we're ready, right? It's like, yeah, take that sliver out. It's been bugging me for years, right? I'm ready to let it go now. But sometimes we want to keep it a little while longer, let it fester a little bit more. You know, and not to be facetious, but a little bit. And it's okay. And what I've learned is permission to hold on to your fears is also okay. Because if it serves you, and if it's about safety for you in the moment, and you're not ready to let it go, because by letting it go, it'll put you into a spin, into the unknown, and you won't be able to find your feet in this new freedom, then maybe you need to progress out of it slowly. Behind every intention that we perceive as being fearful, there is a positive intention. When we can understand that, it puts a whole new spin on things. Is that we can stand back and judge people, can't we? Based on their fears. And so it helps me when I'm dealing with somebody who maybe sends me a nasty email to get off of my list, which I've had as well. I've had the please unsubscribe, and then I've had other things. When they do that, I need to remember to take a step back and say, behind this action, somewhere is a positive intention. And when I do that, and when I remember that, a whole different space and a whole different perspective comes. And that is how I foster inner peace. Like how I felt too when I lost my iPod. Fell out of my backpack and I couldn't find it, and immediately, I went into judging. Oh, somebody stole it. Darn it. Anyways, people nowadays, they're just not honest, and go into that whole tirade of judging. Well, how many times have I found things and kept them? And again, so it's a way for me to stand back, and then so the decision I made was they needed it more than I did. I did not feel that in that moment. But later on I said, you know what, it's okay. There's a reason I don't know. Maybe they needed it more than I did, and it's okay. And I'm okay. And I got another iPod, and it's all good.
And you probably needed new songs anyways.
Maybe. And maybe it was about teaching me compassion, too. Because I'm not sure, because the iPod I got is bent, and it's less songs. But we're okay. Back then, I'm like, it is not safe to sing. It's not safe to express. It's not safe to have fun. And to look like you're having fun, you must hold it all together and just strum this. Keep it all together. Don't put emotion into it, right? Just hold it back. That was the conclusion I made then, and the new decision I can make now is, you know what, whatever. I am just going to be me. I'm going to enjoy being me. I'm going to sing and express, and this is me. These are the ABCs of me. And like me, love me, wish I would shut up. You know what, this is just me. And until I can see that I'm physically hurting somebody, I don't really need to change anything. I am open to negotiation. However, that is the place that I'm coming from now.
Prabhuji, daya karo.
So, by the way, that was me with a very not fitted well pack on my back. Like I thought it was sort of representative of me carrying all this weight around, this fear of not expressing. Interesting, carrying a lot of weight for not. I can forgive myself. So then you get into that point, how could you go all these years and not express yourself and not do this and not do that, and you start beat yourself up, right? I didn't take good care of myself, and I let people railroad me, and I had friendships that it was all about them and it wasn't about me. How could I do that to myself? You know what? You did the best you could. You did the best you could with the tools that you had based on your experience, right? And then the question is, who am I now? And that's where it's the unknown. Because the more that I study this, the more that I experience life, and I love studying human behavior, we can begin again in every single moment. I could be a much happier person. I could be released of this burden once and for all, and then become so attractive that I attract healthy relationships into my life. All those kinds of things, but we have to buy into it. And here's the other thing too, is when you're in that space of new freedom and you've let go and you released and you purged and all of that, say to yourself, what do I know for sure today? Understanding the nature of fear, because when we understand, when we come from that space of understanding, compassion, peace, and serenity will replace anguish, lack, limitation, stress. And one thing is for sure, we're successful at creating our results, right? No matter what they look like, we created them, right? So be responsible for that and say, I own that. I created that. Don't like it. Okay, I can change, and I'm okay. Right? And so that's really what understanding fear is all about. It's just understanding that it's set up as a safety mechanism. And we can choose to let it go if we make a new decision about our experience, and if we allow ourselves to be redefined.